Hey guys, Zach here at etrailer.Com. Today we're going to be taking a look at this LED porch and utility light for RVs and enclosed trailers. The best thing about this one, besides it being LED, is that it has this really nice on-off switch. So if we don't want that on, we can turn it on and off. It's really easily accessible, especially here, if we're getting in and out of this trailer, or we have it right there by the door on our RV. It's going to do a good job of illuminating the area around us. What I like about the amber one is it's going to do a good job of lighting up our area, but it's not going to attract as many bugs. It's also not going to be as harsh as like a white light that's going to be blasting down on your patio area or the entrance to your trailer. So I think this is going to be a really nice addition if you're looking for something around the RV door or a trailer door like this. Now with the amber light, it may look like a side marker light to you, but the downward angle of the housing and the lens cover with the reflectors in there, this is going to project the light down on the ground to illuminate the area that you're using. And it's built with a nice ABS plastic housing. If you hit that, it's probably going to break when you're moving your trailer, but this area you're not really going to have any issues. The lens cap is removable, so we can swap that out if you break that or chip it by any means. And this comes in a couple different color combinations, so if you're not into the amber, it also has a clear lens with a white housing and a clear lens with a black housing. Now the LEDs are going to last a lot longer. They're not going to draw as much power. We just have this hooked up to a 12-volt battery in the trailer, so it's not drawing a lot of power. I feel comfortable leaving this on for a while. But you can also wire this in to get hooked up to a switch on the inside of your trailer if you have this on an RV. Now the LEDs, like I said, are going to last a lot longer. They're going to burn with less heat on them. But comparing it to like incandescent light, we see a lot of this style incandescent on the campers that come through here. We actually have a few in the parking lot today, and they just burn out so quickly. So you're having to replace bulbs. With LEDs, we don't have to replace that. It has 18 diodes in there, so it's going to be plenty bright for you. Now we noticed that the pattern on there on the inside looks kind of goofy because it's going up. I feel like they could have brought it out a little bit more, but the way that everything fits in there is the reason they did that, but it still provides plenty of light for illuminating the area below it. Now when it comes to the dimensions, to see if this is going to work out in your setup, it's going to measure at 6 inches long by 3.5 inches tall by 2 inches deep. But overall, this is going to be a really good porch light or utility light for an enclosed trailer. I think that if you're looking for something that's easy to install, it's going to be long lasting. We don't have to swap out bulbs because those bulbs are brittle, the filaments in there. This is going to last a long time. It's going to give us a nice bright area that it's going to light up, and it's pretty easy to install. I would just make sure that you're unhooking from power before you start connecting these wires. But let's just show you how we got this one installed. Now the first thing we had to do was get power and ground to the inside of our trailer. Now we already had some that were there. I just have this run into a battery on the inside of the trailer, and then I have ground on the frame on the inside there. So we're going to take our light. I popped the lens off of there, and it comes with screws and some wire nuts. Now I don't think these wire nuts are ideal for trailer use, so we're going to swap it out for some butt connectors. Those wire nuts are great for home use, but as you're going down the road, those vibrations may come loose with that. So this is just a little bit more secure way to do that. So my wires are already stripped, and these came pre-stripped. So we'll just get those twisted up, and I'm going to get a connector on each one of these. Now for me, I find it easiest to get these connected up on the trailer side first. So we'll get those put in place. Make sure we've got it in there good. And I'm just going to repeat that process for my ground there, which is the white wire. Now since these are going to be on the inside of our trailer, it's not necessary to use heat shrink. You can definitely do it if you'd like, but we're just using regular butt connectors here. And then we can just match up our color wires here. Black to black, which is power, and then the white will be our ground. Get that crimped down. Let's see, we've got a nice good connection. We'll finish it up with our ground there. Now we can feed those wires in once we get that crimped in all the way. And I'm just going to mark my holes with a small drill bit. I don't really want to run anything on here with like a self-tapper too hard because this aluminum siding is pretty thin. So we can get that fed in place, get all the wires in there, make sure they're sitting in that little recessed backing there. And I'm going to mark my holes. Once I get this lined up where I want it, I'm just going to do a little pilot hole there, another one up here, and then we can start getting our screws in place. And then I'm just going to use a Phillips screwdriver to get these put in place, because I don't want to have to strip out the sides of this trailer here if we ever take those off. We can get that in there too much and we maybe not get a good hold on the side of our trailer. And then once we get that put in place, we can just come back and we can slide. And once we get that back on there, we can hook up our power and test this out. But that's going to do it for our look at the amber LED porch light for RVs.